What's up, guys? My name's Chris. I'm an entrepreneur in Sarasota. This year, I'm sitting down with business owners to learn all about their journeys, their triumphs, their struggles, and everything they've learned along the way. This is Stir. Today we're here with Donald Carlson of Tweeds. Donald, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for asking me to be on.
Yeah, for sure. Donald, tell us a little bit about your history and how you got started with Tweeds, and moreover, who are you?
So, the way I got started with Tweeds was, well, I'll back up. So my family's always been in the dry cleaning business.
Okay.
So from like growing up in the summers, I would help my dad out in the dry cleaning plant, like making hangers and helping to put the clothes together. And then when I got older, from 2012 to 2019, I helped my dad grow that business. And then I just kind of got a little bit burnt out from the dry cleaning industry. So I decided to buy a 16-foot box truck, build a suit shop inside of it, and try to start selling custom-made clothing. And that's really how it started. I had, being in that dry cleaning business, like I knew a little bit about fabrics and clothing and stuff, and I've always been around it, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Where'd you come up with the idea to do it out of a box truck, though, versus like a storefront or a booth or whatever?
So me and my now fiance were on a 10-day road trip, and we went to New Orleans, Texas, Arkansas, and back home. And during that road trip, I saw someone doing something similar. I just got inspired. I was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. So literally the day we got back from that trip, I sold my car, bought the truck, and then just figured it out.
Like that?
Just immediately. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I love the commitment, because, being an entrepreneur, huge risk, right? Yeah. So, but like to just dive in, the courage that takes.
I look back, I do look back on that time, and I'm like, it took a lot of courage.
Yeah, for sure.
I had a little bit of money saved up, which was helped me get the truck and build it out. Obviously, I financed the truck and stuff. Yeah. But I remember getting down to $500 in my bank account and just crazy times.
Then side note, Tom Lalio mentioned that he thought your folks owned the dry cleaners on the Southgate Circle.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
How long have they owned that?
Since 1989.
So Agento's first office was on the Southgate Circle.
Okay.
Right across the street from the dry cleaners.
Okay.
So I have been to that dry cleaner dozens of times to get my clothes.
Yeah.
When I started Agento 12 years ago, that I needed to look professional, going door to door or whatever. Yeah. So I would go over there and get my clothes dry cleaned.
Awesome, man. I'm sure you've maybe met my dad or something.
Probably.
In those times.
I'm in their database for sure, man.
Yeah, for sure.
They did good work. They kept me going.
Yeah.
So.
My dad's been in the industry for, even before then, when he lived in Brooklyn, him and his brother and my uncle, they owned a dry cleaners up there.
Oh, okay.
Before that though, so they got in the dry cleaning business. No, actually, before the dry cleaning business, they got into the restaurant business where they would sell, supplies to restaurants. I don't know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
But they said that business was really tough because it was always chasing money.
Oh, I can see that.
But they would always get free meals and drinks, so they loved that.
Oh yeah, that's a bonus. And
we can't pay you today, but here, take a meal.
Take a meal. Is it New York?
Yeah, New York.
Tons of restaurants in New York. Yeah, there's lots of opportunity.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about suits and style and all that stuff, right? In fact, my wife usually has to tell me, change that.
Change that.
Whatever. What I do know is that tailoring seems to be a bit of an art.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us about your philosophy in terms of making sure that every customer, every client, his or her suit is perfection.
Yeah. I mean, really it comes down to personal preference, right? Because everybody wants a different fit. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the most important things, when we're working with the client, is understanding how they want the suit to fit. Because you might have an older gentleman who wants more room up top, but then a younger guy who got that same fit, wouldn't want that.
Sure.
So it's really important for us to understand that, and we kind of have 4 different fits where it's slim, fitted, traditional, and comfort. And we try to make the client understand that so we can understand what they want. Mm-hmm. So it really comes down to personal preference.
How does the process with Tweeds work?
So you schedule an appointment or you can walk in. The first thing we do is we take all of your measurements. So there's like 30 different measurement points that we take. And then from there, we put you in what we call fit models. So we have basically like a slew of suits and shirts that are different sizes. And we put those on you so we can basically understand how you want the suit to fit.
Okay.
Like you might say that you want a slim fit, but then we put a jacket on you and you say, oh, it feels too tight.
Tight, right.
So then we know that, okay, you want a fitted look, but you don't want the restriction, which means we need to give you more room.
Okay.
So it just gives us an idea of what the client wants. And then from there, we have thousands of fabrics that you choose from. So you pick the fabric, the lining, the buttons, and then we make it all from scratch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I've heard some wonderful things. You know, I know more than a few of your clients, like the Hale guys. Chris Chana's a client of yours.
Chris is awesome. Did
Yeah.
Chris come on?
Not.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Chris
okay,
Chris was
okay.
one of our first ones.
Yeah.
We actually went down to Port Charlotte to shoot with him.
Okay, cool.
So I got to see his whole setup, and that guy's just like great guy, but like so full of energy.
He's
like,
got so much energy.
And his story.
We went to the Vault conference, me and my guy Mike, last year with him.
Oh, okay.
And he's up at like 4:30 a.m.
Yes.
You know, working out, doing
a
his thing.
machine.
Always energetic. Yeah.
Yes, he's a machine. And like when he shared his story, I'm like this is gold, you know. So very cool guy. But you know, can you tell me? I'm sure you've had hundreds of clients or whatever, but like, can you tell me about an experience with a client that is particularly memorable?
I mean, I could tell you, like my first client.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a few different stories. So, we posted about this on our Instagram, so I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but maybe you haven't heard the story. So first like true client. So like client calls me up. He's actually a friend, and he schedules an appointment at his office. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be great. So I bring the truck to his office in Lakewood Ranch, and roll up the doors, and he comes in, and he picks out all the fabrics he wants. It's like a suit, some shirts, and a jacket. I'm like, man, this is gonna be nice. This could be a nice little order.
Yeah.
And he's like, hold on, I got 2 other buddies in the office that want suits. So I'm like, all right. So these guys come out and they all pick some suits and shirts, and there's gonna be a nice like big first order. And so I went to go start measuring them, and I realized I forgot my tape measure.
Oh no. Oh no.
So yeah, first real appointment, forgot my tape measure, so I shut the doors real quick. I ran to Walgreens. Luckily, they had a tape.
Oh, good.
Now we wear our tape everywhere we go.
I saw
so
that,
don't forget. And so yeah, first appointment, that's how that went.
Donald, talk to me about how the business has evolved over the years, and tell us about any like particular milestones that you've reached that you're particularly proud of.
Yeah. So I mean, I started the business with the idea that I'd always just stay in box trucks.
Okay.
I never thought that I would do brick and mortar.
Okay.
Like if you would have asked me like 2 years ago or so, if I would ever open a store, I'd say definitely not.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to do that. I didn't want the overhead. I like the clients like the convenience of it. But then we just kind of pivoted. Like we started to grow a little bit, and I brought a guy on, Rob, who
I met Rob.
Yeah, you met Rob, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because like we were working out of my house, like pressing clothes in the extra bedroom, 2 Tweeds box trucks in like the front of the house. The city's coming by, like, dude, you can't park your trucks here. Because we live really like in the city of Sarasota, and the rules are a little more strict. So I was like, all right, so I guess maybe we should do a store. So we started looking for spaces, and now we're kind of doing like a hybrid. Like we have the store, we can host events there. Like clients can come in, have a drink, get the full experience, but like at the same time, if like a client wants us to travel to them, like we'll go out to them as well.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like 50-50.
Okay, so love that you came on the show to be a guest. We just have this little gift for you.
Thank you, man.
To say thank
I appreciate that.
Hope you enjoy it.
I'm gonna bring this home to the fiance.
That's
too.
right.
She's gonna
That's
love
right.
this. Now that she can drink again. So.
That's right. How old are the babies?
8 weeks and almost 2.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not
one
sleeping.
more and we're done.
Yeah, you're not sleeping at all, are you?
No, not much.